Preheat your oven to 350. That's important. Okay? 350. Alright. So today we're going to be roasting pumpkins and making our own puree. Now you're probably thinking, Emma, hello, it's March. And you're right. But the cool thing is pumpkins, or squash, they will stay good for months. Got this baby in October at the pumpkin patch, and he's fine. Don't let them sit outside so they can like freeze and get gross, but you keep them inside and you keep them at like a regular temperature and you don't like poke holes in them. They'll last for months, man. Like up to 10 months, if I remember correctly. I did some research. I wasn't just gonna let stuff sit in my house and rot or whatever, so you know, do what you feel is right. But they do last a long time if you take care of them, so you know. But if you know, you can also watch this in October and follow the directions then. Not everyone keeps squash for decoration for 8 months, I get it, but you've got options. Options are nice. But we are going to roast pumpkins and make our own puree so we can maybe get that into soup, and bread, and muffins, and waffles, and whatever else you like to make pumpkin stuff out of. So yeah. First thing you gotta do is you gotta cut this baby open. So in the past I have done like I've gone across, which works. This time I think I'm gonna go in the middle. Make sure you got a sharp knife. Also, you can do this with any kind of pumpkin or any kind of squash really, but I recommend not using jack-o'-lantern pumpkins because while they're cool for seeds and jack-o'-lanterns, they don't have a lot of meat on them. Did that last year, got tons of seeds for roasting, which is cool, but trying to make stuff for puree, you only have, like, it was only a little bit. Which is fine, that's what you're here for, you know. I'm partial to the heirloom variety because they have fewer seeds, but a lot more meat on them. Last year I had so much pumpkin puree, I was bartering it out. Who wants pumpkin? I've got pumpkin. For real, so much pumpkin. Ah! Yeah. Now we gotta scoop out all the seeds. I'm a fan of roasting pumpkin seeds. I also save a few for growing, because that's how you get more pumpkins, so, you know. So first, all we're gonna do is just scoop out the guts. We can deal with the sorting later. Okay, look at all this. This is all flesh, like just this part right here, the little sections of seed. The rest is ready to go. I'm gonna cut this out because some of the shit does not want to come out. It's almost as if this is what pumpkins are made for, to hold their seeds and then get thrown into the ground and then start over. I don't know. The seed-free pumpkin section. I'm gonna do that with this one and these two babies. And we're gonna have some roasted pumpkin momentarily. So keep doing your thing. Keep roasting your pumpkin, or keep de-seeded your pumpkin. So now that all of the pumpkin squash dudes, gourds, whatever, now they're all de-seeded, de-gucked, now you need to take some olive oil and a brushy guy. Or in the past, I've even just used like a paper towel, whatever. Just get the oil all over the inside. If you are like trying to do like an oil-free diet, you could use water also. I'm using oil because I am not in an oil-free diet, and I don't feel like figuring out how to do that. But if you do it, let me know how it goes. Okay, so you're just gonna brush the inside all up. If you really wanted to, you could also take like a peeler, like tail peeler, and you could peel it all off and just cube it. But what we're doing here is we're going to roast it all up. When it's done roasting, it's gonna be super soft and pliable. You're just gonna scoop it out, and we're gonna slap it in the food processor and make our own puree. Okay, so once they're all oiled up, you place them face down on the cookie sheet, like so. And you're gonna roast them for like 50 minutes. Maybe an hour, depending. If you got like a big squash, it might take longer. So we're gonna check back in like 45 minutes. And if you can poke a hole with a fork on the outside in, soft enough, then it's done. And if not, we should let it hang out for a little bit longer. So let's see. So it's been 45 minutes, and our squash, pumpkins, whatever, are soft enough to poke through the fork. So we're gonna take them out. Alright, now you'll probably notice that there's a lot of juice. That's normal. Pumpkins are really watery, so don't be freaked out by that, okay? We do need to let these sit for a minute though, because we don't want to like burn or melt or anything our food processor, so just gonna let these chill for a minute. Yeah. Alright, so let these cool off. I'm gonna say like 20 minutes or so. Just so you can actually like touch them and not burn yourself, because that's never a good time. So let them chill. You should chill. See you in about 15-20 minutes. Okay. So it's been probably about an hour. I waited a little longer because I don't like to scald myself. I don't know. I also got sidetracked. Whatever. So yeah, you turn the babies over and they should look all nice and cooked. I don't know why I keep saying babies. They're pumpkins. Whatever. And you're just gonna scoop all of this pumpkin-y goop. It should come up pretty easily. Kind of chunky. You're just gonna slap all of that into the food processor. I'm really excited because I've only ever done this with like a really old blender, so this should be a lot easier. We'll see. Now, when you're doing this, the skin is also very soft and thin, so you might be getting some of that, so be careful. This is all just really soft and tender right now. Now, if you want to keep the different kinds of pumpkins separate, you can. I don't really care. It's all pumpkin. It's all going to taste the same, which is pretty much nothing, because if you ever have pumpkin spice stuff, that's just the spice. That's just cinnamon and nutmeg and cloves and allspice and sugar. Pumpkins taste pretty bland by itself, which is why it's so easily versatile. You can put it in bread, you can put it in soup. Pumpkin soup is bomb, okay? I can make mine with sage and rosemary and garlic and more garlic. And then dip rosemary garlic bread into it. It's a good flavor, okay? Alright. Now this looks a little thick, so I'm going to add some water to this. Not a lot, just a tiny bit to get it so it'll start blending. You don't want it to be like weird mix, but you also want it to blend and not just get stuck. So see how it goes. I will never get over how powerful I feel with this thing. This is cool. And we've got pumpkin puree up in here. Yeah. Okay, so now what I usually do is I scoop it into Tupperware and I freeze it. It's good for, like, I think 3 months. I don't know. But it may last for a while. Or if you want to use it right away, put it in soup, put it in baby food, put it in bread. You probably put it in a smoothie. I'm not going to, but if you do, let me know how that works. It doesn't sound very good, but I'll try anything. Just once, we'll see. So yeah, pumpkin puree, we made it ourselves. No sugar, no extra crap, it's not been canned, there's no preservatives in it. Just straight up pumpkin. And honestly, it didn't take a lot of work, mostly time. So don't do this if you got a lot of plans that day because your fingers will stay orange and it just takes a while. But pretty cool.